You, I ain't seen you in a minute, man. I've been busy, man. I've been busy. I'm back though. You heard? Assalamu alaikum. Abdul Abid, we back at it. Your favorite Kudam about to drop a bomb. Speaking of bombs, we're gonna be looking at this reaction of the Hodgkin twins. I don't know. Shout out to all my angry coworkers that be seeing my channel. Thank you for the views. Thank you for the hate. We're gonna be looking at this. They are interviewing a white supremacist cult leader, and this is his yeah, and this is his take on American Christians. Okay, we're gonna check this out right here. Should be interesting. Shout out to the Hodge Twins. The name of their podcast is the Twins Pod. They got something new popping off. Some streamers very controversial. You know, they got their own swag, but let's check them out.
What they're doing to the Palestinians, I think that's genocide.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah. At least ethnic cleansing, arguably genocide.
At the least.
Right.
Yeah,
So
at
why
the
do you
very-
think Christians don't see that?
atheists see that?
Yeah.
Atheists see it, but
It's really brainwashing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's part of this movement in evangelical Christianity. The Scofield Bible was a part of it in the early 20th century. But the Catholic Church had the position that Christendom supplants Israel as the covenantal people, right? Christians are God's chosen people
Right.
today. But they tried to reinterpret that and put Jews back, despite them rejecting their
Rejecting him.
Messiah.
Even though he's a white supremacist cult leader, weirdo. That is a point in Christianity. The new children of Israel, the chosen people, is supposed to be those who follow Christ. As we know, our Jewish cousins, they don't accept Jesus as the Messiah or have an immaculate birth. So I got some Jamaican mac and cheese. It's all right. It's all right. But yeah, that's what they believe. So I wonder why. Yeah, I don't know. Let's check it.
They're still the chosen people somehow, and millions of Christians believe that. So this is me being a conspiracy theorist, but I think that a lot of the leadership in Christian churches is actually Jewish. They don't talk about it.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I've met a lot of pastors, especially out in rural Republican areas, where they don't seem like a
They've been
Gentile to me.
systematically put there for
Yeah.
a reason, to brainwash people.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I agree what my cousin's been doing, but I said that the Jesuit order was also started by Zionists and Jews and things like that. I always used to hear these names back when I was younger, but I didn't understand. Even Jay-Z, Jesuit Zionist. A lot of conspiracies going on, but I did hear that these Jesuits, or the different Jesuit orders, they were in the church and all that, but they were, allegedly Jews and things like that. Do I know? I sure don't. I just found out my mother's lineage all the way back. It's to someone in the middle with Italy. With the K haploid group. No, we ain't gonna get into that this one. Yep, I seen another video.
Like oh yeah, I've met Greg Locke. I've had him on my show.
He's been here
Yeah.
in the office.
and he
Tried
did
to
a
destroy the credibility of your people in Israel. But we break that spirit of propaganda on the internet that has lied and sowed discord and deception, especially to the younger generation, because we know that your word still stands. When you looked at Abraham and you said, I will bless them that bless you, and I will curse them that curse you. And God, may we be a people that will never compromise or flinch in the face.
yeah, enough of that. He's a Christian pastor.
Doesn't sound like it.
Yeah.
It's the ears. They don't lie, Chico.
All of Hamas must be utterly destroyed.
I was like, I want to see Hamas. I mean, where? I never see Hamas.
Them ears is crazy. You could hear Hamas down there. You see them ears?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then if you side with the Palestinians, they say you're a Hamas supporter, you're a terror supporter.
Yeah, the idea that Israel or the Jews or today God's chosen people, I think people should have some like humility about making those claims. Even like Black Hebrew Israelites, they think they're the chosen.
Oh, those
people.
are some more nuts.
Christian identity people think that whites are the real Israelites.
Mhm.
Right.
Like I take a view that I'm not an expert in all.
Everybody was trying to be these Israelites. The Stone of Scone, Scotland, England. Like I said, white people think all Europeans are the children of Israelites. Yeah. It's like and in times of antiquity, rulers would always try to have a lineage to a deity to have control over their subservient peoples. Like the Han dynasty, the yellow dragon, the yellow emperor supposed to be the son of the dragon, Osiris, Heru, all of that in Egypt. The Hogun, the Hogan, the Dogon,
These ancient
political.
texts. I don't know exactly what started when. I started researching the archaeology of Judaism, and this is kind of interesting. A lot of their ritual practices actually didn't get started until about 150 BC. So, like the ritual baths that they're mentioned in the New Testament, Jesus sees some people coming out of the water and so forth. Those didn't exist in Palestine until 150 BC, when the Hasmonean dynasty took over. So before that, the Greeks were in control, and then this Jewish dynasty is they have a revolt, and they're in charge for about 80 years. And it seems like during that 80-year period, a lot of the dietary laws, ritual customs, there's all of this like chalkware instead of pottery, because of certain laws that are in, I don't know if it's Deuteronomy or where, but on the way that you're supposed to ritually cleanse certain materials and not others. So all of a sudden, all the actual physical culture associated with the laws of Judaism crops up for the first time. And if you go back to like 500 BC in Israel, or in the Jewish community or Judean community in Egypt on the island of Elephantine,
this is about to be the most profitable 60 seconds of your life.
Case Connect, a revolutionary new AI database, allows accident victims.
There's evidence of
There's macaroni on some wax paper. Now, why would they do that? What happened to you? Shout out to Island Spice. Yeah, I ain't know that, but yeah.
Polytheism. So I think people should take a step back and say, like, we don't know the truth about our history. We don't even know who the true Israelites were. Genetically, that's not known, because all we have is later Israelite people, and they're mixed with the local Canaanites, and even the Hasmonean dynasty. They converted Edomites and other groups to Judaism, and they started all being known as Jews. So, even if God did at some point in time kind of arbitrarily,
I believe the Edomites or the Edomites, like you say, are like the twin tribes that's opposite of Jacob. He was twins, and they're like, yeah.
we choose, it's this ethnic group. They're my favorite. They're the special ones. We don't really know who that group is.
So if they were Edomites, well, and they have the same Y chromosome as Jacob, those twins, I don't know.
Right. Like a lot of Christians here in America, I've noticed they see Jews as being white.
Yeah, right. Well, Ashkenazi Jews are approximately 50% European by ancestry.
But it's like a mulatto race.
He just made that shit in his head just now because he's a white supremacist. Ashkenazis are not. You can't just say that they're just 50%. Like, there's many different facets of DNA, as you can see. Even on mine, it says Germany for a certain ancestor, but doing the matrilineal chromosomal thing, then I find out that they were in Italy, in Ashkenazi, and the Ashkenazi didn't show up on my autosomal test. Just for him saying that, just because he's a white supremacist. That's all.
Right.
The Jews.
Yeah. And then Levantine groups are relatively closely related to to European groups.
Mhm.
So they look mostly white. I mean, there are some people from the Levant, from Syria,
Right.
that look white, like Bashar al-Assad. He has blue eyes. He looks like a white guy.
Mhm, mhm.
But yeah, I mean, I was raised around a lot of Jews. I
That's where the Caucasus Mountains is from, though.
was from the border of LA and Orange County in Southern California. I went to an arts high school that was maybe like 50% Jewish in Orange County. I liked a lot of people.
Orange County, California.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to live out there like 15, 16 years.
Yeah, and I liked a lot of my Jewish friends. But I argued with them back then about Palestine and
Shout out to Orange County, you racist fucks.
you know what
Right.
they've done to those people.
Yeah, it's amazing how they cherry picked that one verse out of the Bible, which is what 1,500 pages. It's like the rest of the Bible doesn't matter. It's just that verse. That's all that matters. That's crazy.
To say that God's chosen people's, the verse was, he uttered those words, what, 3,500 years ago? Something like that? And just discount the whole entire Bible is like intellectually dishonest.
I mean, if you read the Bible, it's constantly basically the Jews making mistakes. God tells them to do one thing and they screw it up again and again. They screw up. So why do they have this mentality that now they're on the right side of history and they're not making a huge mistake now? It's like, do they read their own
Like
Bible?
this really popular YouTuber, Officer Tatum. He's a black guy. I've had him on the show, and he came out and made a
Shout out to Officer Tatum. He got some good stuff. Look at his brother face.
post on Twitter that he's a Zionist as a black guy. What do you think about that? I
Okay,
think it's
well,
nuts.
I didn't know he said that.
Zionism.
I think if you define Zionism to be the idea that Jewish people should have a state for themselves, I don't have a huge problem with that. You know, people deserve self-governance and self-respect and the ability to organize their own affairs.
The thing is, when you go somewhere where there's already people, and yes, there's a lot of Palestinians that do have Ashkenazi DNA. I met them in England from West Bank. They told me to take a test outside of Palestine, that area, in England, I believe. And he said that he had Ashkenazi DNA. He was Palestinian.
I think that's how you get good cultures and not this either parasitical relationship or a relationship of resentment and feeling like you're the oppressed group. People should be left alone to do their own thing. Obviously, that's my ideology. So in that sense, you could call me a Zionist and that Jews should be allowed to have their own communities, have their own country. I think it should be okay if white people want to have our own country.
Yeah, but the problem I have with Zionism, they've infiltrated our government and they have a huge influence on our government. They put Israel first. That's the only problem I have with Zionism. Like your definition of Zionism, I have no problem with them having their own state, their own country. But for them to have the influence on our own government,
And
I don't like it.
they committed genocide and they're above reproach. Is like, it's insane to me because what they're doing, man, that's.
And he does know that when he says people can have their own country, he's talking about them conquering people, displacing them, you know, kind of like his own ancestors. So they're talking to this white supremacist, talking about, yeah, I don't care, white people. Yeah, it was called Albion. Okay. The British Isles. All right. They have their own country. That was just crazy. I had to stop that right there.
I mean, they're always bringing up the Holocaust, what Hitler did to the Jews during World War II. Look what you're doing to the Palestinians. How is that any different?
Oh, what's this?
Oh,
Why Christians must stand with Israel. God's covenant hasn't expired. Biblical proof. What, he put out a book or something?
They're funny.
Yeah. But a lot of Christians don't know Judaism is not even Christianity.
Right. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. And
A lot of people are low IQ.
Yeah.
They don't read.
The thing about that word anti-Semitism, the things we say, like when I criticize.
I don't really get into that. I don't really be saying that. But now that I found out that my X chromosome all the way back is an Ashkenazi Jewish woman, am I able to be anti-Semitic? I'm just wondering, YouTube. I know y'all my cousins and y'all own this shit. I'm wondering, can I get loans without, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like, can y'all give it's a lot of questions I got.
Besides Israel for the things they're doing to another Semitic group of people, they try to label you as anti-Semitic. And the same things they criticize, say, Iraq or Iran. These are Semitic people too, and they say they give them the same criticisms, but you would never hear them say, "Oh, you being anti-Semitic against Muslims." It's only applied when you criticize a Jewish state or a Jewish person.
Yeah, that's a strange thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
And
and that comes from Zionism. They took control of that word.
They mess with language. And with Zionism too, they like to do a Mott and Bailey, where on the one hand, Zionism just means we should have our own space and not be persecuted. And that's the easy defensible position. And then when you're not looking, they retreat into, well, Zionism also means we have to go out of our way and serve the interests of Israel at all cost, because they have this kind of paranoid mentality that the world is out to get them for some reason.
Imagine bringing your side project to life just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
Oh man. Yeah. Do you think I've been pretty vocal on YouTube or Twitter. I'm a proud Zionist. The war in Gaza made me more of a Zionist than before. I don't care if you disagree. You're entitled to your own opinion.
Yeah, a lot of people just doing this, to get their internet careers, a re-jump, a revamp. It's a lot of money going on. A lot of these places ain't gonna be a lot of workers in these places after a minute. And it's gonna be on this digital metaverse, man. You don't know if these jokers is serious or not.
When I found out the war against the Palestinians, because I would always hear these Palestinians say free Palestine, I said, what are these idiots talking about? Why y'all keep picking on God's chosen people? Because I was very naive and ignorant to this whole situation. So I went on TikTok, started Googling. I found this one Jew. She said she had a Palestinian passport.
You went on TikTok and started Googling. Meaning this is recent. Meaning you've been naive and ignorant for quite some time, sir. Just want to throw that out there. Continue.
It was like 1940. He said it was Muslims, it was Christians, there was Jews, and we all live amongst ourselves. I was like, and I looked at a map, it said UK Palestine. I said, okay, this place used to be called Palestine. And then I started investigating the war, and I seen all these people getting killed, and 1948 Gaza and the West Bank, there's no grocery stores, there's no mall. I see the people walking in the streets, they don't even have shoes. The houses are literally rubble. I mean, you look at the drone footage of this place, it looks demonic, and it looks like something out of just end of the world times.
It looks dystopian.
And then you look at Israel, it's not a scratch on it. It's like, how can you not call that a genocide when you got a nuclear power with these, we funding them billions of dollars. These people have absolutely nothing, no resource, anything. And you're just killing these people. They have no food, no resource, no clothes.
But then you hear Republicans like whatever said, no, they're not starving. They're getting aid. I'm like, they don't have grocery stores, but you think they're not starving. Yeah. It's just stupid.
Yeah. It makes you angry. I mean, I've seen those images of children being torn apart. And I don't like looking at that stuff. And I don't like thinking about it, but it's probably the most evil thing happening in the world today.
Yeah.
And America is supporting it. And it's sad. It's because they own our politicians.
What else is supporting America? Cult owner? What else is supporting you? What was America built on? What was another evil thing that had been going on before today? You look a little emotionless. Okay. A little cold. Yeah. Those ears should be illegal.
Because AIPAC and other Jewish lobbies are the biggest contributors to congressional campaigns. Our representatives owe more allegiance financially to them than to the American people. And they have the money. That's the problem.
Right. I think like Russia can't donate to politicians, Iran, Iraq, they can't do that, but we give them a pass because under that hidden that word they are our biggest ally. It's all a lie.
Right. Yeah. And people believe that like Israel is doing something for us in the Middle East when
Mhm.
we've been fighting their wars for the last 20 years.
Right, right. We've
Every
been
time.
losing our people
Yeah.
to fight your war. Oh, if they wasn't our biggest ally, if we wasn't this tight with Israel, I don't think 9/11 happens. I think that's
No.
why 9/11 happens, because of what we did to all those Muslim countries in that area. It's because that's why they hate us. Like when that happened, it's like I was like, what, early?
You think 9/11 was the beginning of why people hate America? Y'all are some idiots. I mean, I like the energy though. But y'all are some slow yellow motherfuckers.
20s, and it's like, and it was telling us why they did it. Oh, they don't like our freedoms. I'm just
Right.
like,
They're
but-
terrorists.
Yeah,
They
they're
hate
just
us.
They hate us. They hate our freedoms. They hate our religion. It had nothing to do with that.
No, they hate our affiliation with Israel.
Yeah.
That's the big problem.
Right. Well, I mean, 9/11 probably happened.
Mhm.
And I don't know, but some
Mhm.
people think it's because Mossad planned it
Mhm.
in order
Right.
to get our support to go to war with
Right.
Iraq.
It's a
and
big psyop.
Afghanistan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
You've seen the dancing Israelis and
Yeah.
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn Jews. Sometimes I think they're worse than the blacks.
Yeah, these are some coons, but they're very hilarious. I gotta put them in the whoop. Hopefully, we don't get no string night because I've been going ham. Thank y'all for your support, y'all likes, y'all shares, y'all subscribers. Shout out to 112 of y'all. We still going at it. Not getting too into the normal, hot topic stuff. A lot of the ignorant stuff that's going around. My condolences to the families that are going through it in Gaza, Sudan, Congo, South Central, Chicago, Philly, everywhere. To the next one. I'm a little tired, I could tell. All right, salam.